And like everything else, like we say, war is for democracy and freedom. They say developing, putting out AI on the open internet is good for everyone, right? It allows us to learn from our mistakes. That was Sam Altman's 2023 spiel. And if you recall, at the time, I was like, this is the most dangerous. One of the clips that really went viral, you're so clever at finding the right clips, is when I said,
I don't do the clipping, mate.
your team. Remember the clip where I said, we fucked up?
We always said, don't put them on the open internet until we know what we're putting out in the world.
I remember you saying that, yeah.
We fucked up on putting it on the open internet, teaching it to code, and putting, AI agents prompting other AIs. Now AI agents prompting other AIs are leading to self-developing AIs. And the problem is, of course, anyone who has been on the inside of this knew that this was just a clever spiel made by a PR manager for Sam Altman to sit with his dreamy eyes in front of Congress and say, we want you to regulate us. Now they're saying we're unregulatable. Okay? And when you really understand what's happening here, what's happening is it's so fast that none of them has the choice to slow down. It's impossible. Neither China versus America or OpenAI versus Google. The only thing that I may see happening that that may differ a little bit from your statement is, if one of them gets there first, then they dominate for the rest of humanity. That is probably true if they get there first with enough buffer. Okay, but the way you look at Grok coming a week after OpenAI, a week after Gemini, a week after Claude, and then Claude comes again, and then China releases something, and then Korea releases something. It is so fast that we may get a few of them at the same time or a few months apart, okay, before one of them has enough power to become dominant. And that is a very interesting scenario. Multiple AIs, all super intelligent.
It's funny, I got asked yesterday, I was in Belgium on stage. There was, I don't know, maybe 4,000 people in the audience, and a kid stood up and he was like, you've had a lot of conversations in the last year about AI, like, why do you care? And I don't think people realize how, even though I've had so many conversations on this podcast about AI,
you haven't made up your mind?
I have more questions than ever.
I know.
And it doesn't seem that anyone can satiate my questions.
Anyone that tells you they can predict the future is arrogant.
Yeah.
It's never moved so fast. Okay?
It's nothing I've ever seen. Yeah. And by the time that we leave this conversation and I go to my computer, there's going to be some incredible new technology or application of AI that didn't exist when I woke up this morning that creates probably another paradigm shift in my brain. Also, people have different opinions of Elon Musk, and they're entitled to their own opinion. But the other day, only a couple of days ago, he did a tweet where he said, at times, AI existential dread is overwhelming. And on the same day, he tweeted, I resisted AI for too long, living in denial. Now it is game on. And he tagged his AI companies. I don't know what to make of those tweets. I don't know. And I try really hard to figure out if someone like Sam Altman has the best interests of society at heart.
No.
Or if these people are just
I'm saying that publicly. No. As a matter of fact, so I know Sundar Pichai. I work with CEO of Alphabet, Google's parent company. An amazing human being, in all honesty. I know Dennis Hassabis, amazing human being. Okay? These are ethical, incredible humans at heart. They have no choice. Sundar, by law, is demanded to take care of his shareholder value. That is his job.
But Sundar, you said you know him. You used to work at Google.
Yeah.
He's not going to do anything that he thinks is going to harm humanity.
But if he does not continue to advance AI, that by definition contradicts his responsibility as the CEO of a publicly traded company. He is liable by law to continue to advance the agenda. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Now, but he's a good person at heart. Demis is a good person at heart, so they're trying so hard to make it safe, okay, as much as they can. The reality, however, is the disruptor, the Altman as a brand, doesn't care that much.
How do you know that?
In reality, the disruptor is someone that comes in with the objective of, I don't like the status quo, I have a different approach. And that different approach, if you just look at the story, was we are a non-for-profit that is funded mostly by Elon Musk money, if not entirely by Elon Musk money.
So context here for people that might not understand. OpenAI, the reason I always give context is, funnily enough, I think I told you this last time, I went to a prison where they play the Diary of a CEO.
No way.
So they play the Diary of a CEO, and I think it's 50 prisons in the UK to young offenders.
And no violence there?
Well, I don't know. I can't tell you whether violence has gone up or down. But I was in the cell with one of the prisoners, a young black guy, and I was in his cell for a little while.
Wonderful.
I was reading through his business plan, etc. And I said, you know what? You need to listen to this conversation that I did with Mo Gawdat. So he has a little screen in his cell. So I pulled it up, our first conversation, and I said, you should listen to that one. And he said to me, I can't listen to that one because you guys use big words.
Oh.
So ever since that day, which was about
I noticed that
4
about
days,
you. Yeah.
4 years ago, sorry.
Yeah.
I've always, whenever I hear a big word, I think about this kid.
Yeah.
And I say, like,
really
give
lovely.
context.
Yeah.
So even with you're about to just explain what OpenAI is, I know he won't know what OpenAI's origin story was. That's why I'm just
I think that's a wonderful practice.